financial futures. So purposes of policy review. So first is to ensure clients are still properly protected, right? So we wanted to make sure that every client that we actually help with has a very strong financial structure and financial house. Identify life changes that affect coverage, strengthen trust and long-term relationships. Discover gaps, updates, or opportunities for improvements. And then when do we have to conduct a policy review? So first, of course, we have to schedule it at least about 6 to 12 months. But then we don't have to wait for that if there's any major life events like marriage or divorce, birth of a child, job change or promotions, buying a home, health changes, retirement planning updates. So basically, these are opportunities for us to be able to connect with our clients and to give that service again. All right. So, of course, when we do policy review, we got to make sure that we are prepared, right? Preparation before calling the client or setting up a meeting with them. Always review the client file first before contacting them. Check their existing policies and coverage amount if it's still, if it's still good, and then beneficiaries listed. If the premiums and payment status, any past notes or concerns, because most of the time, whenever we don't do this, checking of policies or policy review, we will just be surprised that the policies just lapse or the banks it lapsed because the payments was never been updated or the bank information never got updated. Any past notes or concerns, and then previous recommendations that the client did not take. For instance, I do have some clients that I have recommended, let's say the long-term care, but they're not very, not very and even the final expenses, but they're not ready to do that. But then after another policy review, I was able to provide those services to them. So of course, when we do policy review, we have to make sure that we really prepare with intention, right? So the first thing is we wanted to know and ask this: what has changed in their life that may affect their protection? So the key areas to review is first life changes, right? Ask, what has changed in your life since we last spoke? Or any new dependence or responsibilities, right? So and then financial changes. So if the client income increase or decrease, do they have debts or home or car loans that would be a challenge or may be needing some protection, and then budget changes. And then third is coverage check, right? Is the coverage still enough? Most of the time, this is one reason why we wanted to make sure that we do policy review. Is it too much or too little? Right? So let's just face it, most of the time when we provide the first coverage or protection to the clients, they don't get right away the total amount of protections that they need. So I think that's why it's very necessary that we always have to check back with them. And then are they overpaying or underprotected? So and then beneficiary updates, right? So are your beneficiaries still correct, right? So like for me, I have so many updates with the beneficiaries wherein clients are adding, their spouses, because they just get married or they have a newborn, or they have family members, or basically they got
You're just
divorced.
muted.
Oh, can you hear? Hang on, sorry. What happened? Give me 1 second. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
No?
you can keep going. It's okay.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, where am I now? Here. There you go. Okay, beneficiary updates. Are your beneficiaries still correct? Have there been any family changes we should update? Not just the beneficiary updates. I just want to add this also. It happened to us. So it's been like now a practice that every time we have a juvenile policies and they never set up, let's say, a contingent policy owner, we always advise the client's parents that to always have a contingent policy owner. That way, just in case something happened, we were not gonna have a challenge doing the transition or changing the policy owner to the other parent. And then of course goals review, right? Protection for family, retirement planning, education funding, and legacy planning. So we have to look for the common gaps. Okay, during the review, we have to watch for first underinsured income protection. So we always use the die method, correct? But again, most of the time, the client the whole amount of what they're supposed to get, because sometimes because of the premium payment or whatnot, or outdated beneficiaries. I have mentioned that earlier. And then no emergency fund protection, missing coverage for new dependents, and then policy no longer aligned with income levels. So these are the things that we have to look for. Now, about positioning recommendations. So, how to present the recommendations. So, first, we got to lead with education, because, yes, we always, when we go to the field, when we provide the policy review, the intention is to always help the clients, right? But we don't want to make it sound like we are trying to sell them something, right? So we have to educate them first and help clients clearly understand their options by using simple comparisons, right? So that's why I like that we do have our product highlights, right? So they can make informed decisions with confidence. And then focus on protection. What matters most is securing their future, not selling a product. And then create a sense of urgency by explaining why taking action now is important, while remaining respectful and, of course, client centered. So, last one is be intentional in presenting solutions that are aligned with their goals, needs, and long term financial well being. So, closing the review. So what is good and still working for the clients, right? That's something that we need to double check. What needs updating? So what's the next step clearly defined, right? So, and then of course, after we close it, then we have to make sure that we do the follow up, right? We send summary to them within that day or within the 24 hours. We make sure we document all the updates, because that would be our references for the next review that you will do. And then schedule next review date. Make sure that you always have to schedule that with a client. Actually, one thing now that I have been doing, that I have set with my admin, is the moment we have our client get approved for a policy, I always ask them to at least do a deferred email notifications for the review for the following year. So that way, it kind of like remind right away. And then schedule next review date, and then add notes for further live events. So I just wanted to show a quick example of a review that I have done, right? Just this year, early of this year, I have this client. This person was introduced to me, or this client was introduced to me 2023. He was a referral. And then so basically he have called me when I was in Thailand, our day going back to the US at 12 midnight while we're prepping for to pack. But of course, he said that he really needs to get his old pension kind of transferred right away, because either he transferred roll over to us, or he needs to move it to his new hospital. So with this client, we first taking care of his rollover, the 75,830, and then after a month, he gave me another 20,000. So this is the reason why I was able to kind of like keep on connecting with him, because he has an existing policy with me. So just early this year, I told him that, hey, I wanted to talk to you about your current policies, right? And I wanted to see if this is something, I want you to know what's going on with your policy, that is growing, right? And then if there's any updates that I need to do. So basically, this policy, I told him that for the last 3 years, his 20,000 have actually at least grown about 15% total growth. And his 75,000 that he rolled over 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, is now about 92,000. So he's very happy about it, because he's a little bit kind of like conservative clients. Now, what I did, I drove 2 hours. I told him that I wanted to see you. I wanted to make sure that everything is still is good in your financial house, the way we you wanted it to be. So I still did a personal financial strategy. So his main focus is just really growing his savings, building emergency funds, and all that, right? So as you can see in his assets, he does not actually, he has a lot of liquid but no liabilities, right? So he's such a good saver, actually. And then that's when I found out also that he has a Primerica term insurance that's about to lapse last May, so 2 months ago. Okay. So what I did, because this client at first he was very apprehensive of like putting more protection, because he's single, he doesn't have and he doesn't owe anything. So what I did is actually I showed him exactly how his financial house looks like. Like right now, you have 500 term insurance, right? You don't have a debt, which is a good thing. You have 700,000 emergency funds, and right now you have about 445,000 of retirement, including the annuities that you gave me plus your 401k. Now I showed him what protections he's needing based on the dime. The debt management, of course, is resolved. The emergency fund, he actually has too much emergency funds, and I showed him what exactly the investment that he needs as far as retirement is concerned. So based of that, for me to be able to really explain to this client what he needs to do for him to be able to have a very to get his financial house in order through the policy review. So after showing that to him, I told him, okay, so what's your plan B? Something happened to you, you get really really sick, or you need a long-term care, right? So what about your emergency fund? It's not growing. What is your plan to be able to get that money that's just in the bank? And then of course investment, right? And explain to him how taxes are actually getting how his all his money is getting taxed, and explain to him why he needs to also have a full estate planning. So to finalize, basically after I had done the policy review, this client were able to at least provide him an IUL with a long-term care, and gave him also another term insurance with living benefits, just for him to replace that Primerica as well. And then that 650,000 emergency funds that he had, he have converted it, diverted the 400,000 at least to an annuity. And then we advise him also to maximize the matchup that he has with his 401k. So and set up also an estate planning with Inherit Guard, and then he joined the campaign since he also wants to learn more about financial education. So basically, yeah, if I did not probably pursue for a policy review and really showed the true financial education that we provide, I don't think I'm able to provide these clients the necessary solutions that he needs. And at the same time, it helps me because I hit my GX on that month. So mindset for agents. First, you are a protector of families, not a seller. So that's why whenever we go to the field, it's either policy review, or even not, right? We got to make sure that our goal first is to protect families and not think about what products are we going to sell. And then secondly, every review is a chance to provide clarity and security, right? And then consistency build trust and referral. So that's why we always wanted to, make sure that we follow up all the time with our clients. We keep that relationship open. So before I end, first thing, I want you to make sure, I wanted just to share this, right? We got to make sure that we have this key all the time with us every time we go out. Whatever we do on the field, either policy review, prospecting, or whatnot. That key means, like, for me, is like, first, be intentional when we go out, right? Be intentional. And then, of course, have that sense of urgency, right? Because we wanted to make sure that we educate the person, but then at the same time we help them to take a necessary action. And then the last one is live with purpose, right? Every morning when you get up in the morning, you always wanted to ask yourself, oh my God, okay, what's my purpose for today? Who am I gonna bless today, and who's I'm gonna change lives with today? Thank you so much, guys. This is Malini Meyer, and I'm proud WSB campaigner. Wow.
Thank you so much, Melanie. We really appreciate that. We learned so much from you, and I love how you leverage our platform through that policy review, and it's really helping a lot of families out there. You really care. It's not just you make commission, but it's the love of the mission of what we do. Thank you so much for sharing. And our next trainer for tonight, he's been 9 years in the business. He has 5 kids. He has an entrepreneur mindset because why? He's also in the business of owning two franchise restaurant. On top of that, he has 3 jobs. So I was wondering how he was doing this, right? So he was built also from event to event. 2 weeks in the business, he attended the Hawaii Convention in July 2017. Now he's a Kahuna qualifier and looking forward, to all your success. Thank you so much. And let's give a big hand to our next trainer, Mr. Ian Arvin Pitpit.
All right. So thanks a lot for that kind introduction, Miss Josephine, and of course a very powerful sharing of Melanie. That's really what we do here. But just to correct, I don't have the three jobs anymore, and I closed those businesses during pandemic. I've been doing this since 2018. The businesses were open 2014 and open another one 2015. So those days were just like, even for me, Miss Josephine, I didn't know how I did it. Three jobs, two restaurants, and five kids. And yeah, to top it off, there was recession here in Alberta during 2016. And I think that's sometimes we forget that those hardship actually is the one that gave me the opportunity to find something else. The recession in 2016, that's the time when Norman is coming to eat in our my restaurant, and is looking for really good healthy food. So guys, be intentional. If you're really looking for healthy food, prospect the owner, because potentially they are looking for something else. Don't be afraid, even if they're some of the people that I talked to that have been in the industry, they said they don't want to prospect me because it seems like I'm doing well, right? I have two restaurants, I have two jobs, I bought my house just 6 months here in Canada. They thought I'm doing well. Unfortunately, I'm bleeding inside. So anyway, um, I'd like to take this opportunity to for giving me the opportunity to share you guys. But I'd like to share today because of the short of time, the best way to build this business, and that's one, the policy review, taking care of your clientels. But I think what I'm sharing you today, some of the people here in Apex were doing the meeting as well. And they said, don't share a lot. But no, I have to share. You're in the East Coast anyway. But kidding aside, this community has been done a lot to my family. And this is something I never can keep to myself. It's something that we have to share. And with that mindset and with that care and with that love, we don't have to, we cannot hesitate to share it to everyone. So let me quickly share my screen. All right. There you go. So welcome to the webinar. I'm missing my meeting, but I know sharing here in the webinar, I hope, this is a hope because I don't know if you will apply what you learned today. But I know that the people with a heart today will definitely apply what I'm going to share. So you probably hear this before over and over again, but I can't. This is something that we cannot avoid. We cannot take for granted. Big events definitely is the catalyst for explosion for our business. And one event, this G26, definitely can change everything. So I'm talking to everyone at the East Coast, to all the people that I'm speaking today, not to the people that are tired, not to the people that are exhausted, not to the people that distracted. So even though there's a little bit hiccup on the audio, but you choose to stay, you choose to be here, not that fragmented version. You're not looking after the negative impact. I keep saying to all the agents in my team, licenses, every every experiences, whether it's good or bad, there's actually no good or bad experiences. Everything is a learning experience. So I want you to take up the hesitant version of you, the people that are waiting. The best time is today. So I'm speaking to you. Yes, you, who are the builders here. Because builders don't wait for ideal opportunities. You, and especially for the Canadians. Why? Because today is Canada Day. And I mean, it pains my heart a little bit because a lot of people, I mean, not about 30% showed up this morning because they're enjoying the Canada Day. But what's the real Canada Day? Leaders and builders and successful people still show up physically, mentally, where opportunities are actively created. And this is one of them. This is one of a way to show that regardless of what's going on, we have to work our schedule toward what's beneficial to this community because this community built me. And this is a reminder for us that growth happens in the right environment, and you are in the right environment. It's not just because you know the information that you'll be successful here. We grow because of experience. And going to the event, and I like about Coach One has mentioned, every 6 months, this is launch and the July convention. Our vision gets stressed over and over again. We become more believers. Our belief, I still remember my first convention, which is I will be sharing later on. The community gets stronger because leaders are being built every single time. So don't take for granted when you attend. Oh, I hear this speaker again. No, it's not the speaker that's changing. It's you that's attending. I remember when I attended it seems like I hear just the noise and everything, but as I progress in this business for 9 years, it becomes clearer and clearer. The community, the people, the love. Just like the webinar yesterday. I I I love what PJ has mentioned about caring for people. Even if they jack you around, don't attend to. I mean, don't go to your appointment. It's not your loss. It's unfortunately their loss because you have the tools to help them out. Example is the policy review of Miss Melanie. And I grow my business through taking care of those people under my watch. All the people, starting from the people with debt, taking out from their debt. And we set a highest standard to ourselves, right? Going forward, right now, that's why every time you hear the leaders speak, they want you to get an admin. And today, I cannot focus on the things that is not a building activity. That is a different focus. You need to leverage or hire somebody to do the paperwork. Because for us builders, our focus is what? More people to the events. If it's not the getting them to join and to be part of the event, that's a lower. It's not a building activity. Because why? Events help ordinary people believe they can do extraordinary things. It's amazing. I never thought that the only thing I joined before because of the benefits of this campaign. One of the biggest thing, and I have to share you this, and I hope you can use this to ignite some interest for other people out there. I just wanted a cheap interest rate for my renewal of my mortgage, guys. And that's how I started. That's it. You don't have to explain a lot of information to a lot of people. You connect them and then put them in the community. And I cannot take credit to what I have built today. I put the credit to the community. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong one. So again, events change lives. It changed me. I talking to this a lot of offices today. If I can remember myself, I probably didn't sleep for a month preparing for this sharing. But today, because I truly believe in what we do, put me in front of thousands of people, I definitely will deliver because I know in my heart that it helped me because I attended event to event. A dream that was once restored because when I was a kid, I really dreamed so big, but things happen, changes. I got one kid, two kid, became five kids. I have to support all of those kids, and I have to do three jobs in order to provide food. I have to save a lot of taxes. But this campaign really opened up my eyes that by just helping one family at a time, we could have that dream back, travel the world. For those Canadians, mostly in Alberta, we just dream or go to travel Banff and Lake Louise, 2 3 hours away. But now we travel all over the world. We're going to Poland this coming September. We just came from South Korea last year, and those things I never have dreamed that I could accomplish here in this campaign, including my whole family. And of course, momentum. It creates momentum when you put people in events. And the most important one is building leaders because people cannot become what they cannot see. Be reminded of that. If you have to drag somebody to the convention, inconvenience people for their own good, I love it. I don't care. The last person that I sat down, an 18-year-old, I told her, you don't have no money, it's okay. Come to the convention. If you don't have anything to pay for now, we'll work. Send me people so that we can help them out. And then I cover for your travel to Sacramento. You have to call in sick or whatever. Because if they did not see, you'll never know if that person will be the next leader, the next Juan Nguyen, the next Victor Salvador, and the next John Woo. Of course, my coach, the next Norman Galanto. A very powerful story. So this is the story of events that I hope you could learn from it. 2017 I joined, and just 2 weeks in the business, Coach Norman invited me, and the same thing. He paid for my flight, but I just have to give him clients and learn from there. And I was alone on 2017 because for some reason my wife's passport is expired, so I was alone. And this is the good thing is this is Hawaii. A lot of people, I mean, my when I started 2017, it's Hawaii. But you see the gap 2017 to 2022. Um, it's I believe the belief has it's hard to 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 relay it to other people. I'm so fired up, but the fire in me is not it cannot be duplicated for some reason. But I didn't quit. By 2022, I was able to take my wife. In between, I was able to take her, but I remember Atlanta is only a day and a half because our store has a problem with the exhaust, and he has to come back. He only attended a day and I mean, yeah, half day for some reason. But 2022, we were locked in. This is where we make the decision to build. And by 2023, we hit our green jacket. And it's not a fluke. Green jacket is coming together. I I rented three big SUV to accommodate my attendees, about 2024. And 2024, we were about 36. It's not that fast, but I truly believe that it's the number of people you bring to the big events is directly proportional to your achievement and milestone to this business. And 2025, right? We were yeah, that's so far my highest in my career. But it has exploded and produced us a kahuna with 53GX, 3 Rising Kahuna. It's not, again, at the end of the day, and I didn't mention here, I've also promoted one green jacket, Miss Michelle Bernardo, and I declared to the whole community that I'll be promoting another 3 green jacket and definitely going to Kahuna. So what will happen if I will be having about 4 Kahunas in my team? I know you know the answer already. It's the big kahuna. I can never miss that Paris trip again. Well, it won't be Paris, but it's the group, the traveling group. Because the next big kahuna trip, I definitely will be there. Not because I'm good, not because I'm skillful, because I build kahunas as well. And how did that happen? Because of big event. And this G26, the on the roster, I have about 125 registrant. And we're not stopping there. If somebody has tickets there that's selling, connect them to me. I'm willing to buy those tickets, even if I don't have names yet, because I truly believe that this investment, bigger than any kind of investment, is the G26 convention. So East Coast and all the offices, maybe even West Coast, if you have direct connection to the West, I like to challenge everyone in here. Let's not only coach one, but let's start believing again that we can actually bring someone, even if they're discouraged. Someone new, someone you just met. So what? Someone has potential but no belief yet. Maybe their dream is sleeping. They're tied up on their work. I was following up over and over again. Somebody that has 4 jobs cannot even answer her phone because he was sleeping during the day. And I mentioned to her that, do you even sleep? Do you know the meaning of sleep? And that's something that a lot of us knows. You know somebody. You know somebody that's hurting out there. Bring them to this event. And not only that, we open their eyes, because iron sharpens iron. What does it mean? Leaders need to continue to evolve so that we can bring more. This is what events do. Builders sharpens builders. Vision sharpens vision. I cannot stress this enough. You guys that's been attending and you think that your business is not going anywhere, you just haven't bring enough people yet. And that's a realization even for our coach Norman. We are declaring Apex to bring about 5,000 this coming G27. We are already gearing up, right? Gearing up. This launch definitely will be hitting 3,000 attendees. And this is something that I learned during my stay in this community. Small vision doesn't serve anyone. You're just too selfish if you're not sharing this campaign. If somebody rejected you, so what? It's not your fault that they are in that box that they can see the light. But you are the hope. Each and every one of you today. Every day, what do? Share the campaign. So this coming G26, I want to fill the stadium. I want for I mean, not to discourage or whatever. It pains me that people are selling their ticket. This is $1 million ticket. So this coming G26, don't come alone. Bring your team, bring your guests, pull anybody out there. I remember 2020, the last person when I was promoted SMD, the last person that I coded was the person that took me to that, the last person. But most importantly, bring your belief, bring your hunger. because the next event is not just another date on your calendar, guys. This is our championship game. This is somebody's dream potentially will wake up. But how could it wake up if you never take them to the event? And finally, how can somebody hear if nobody will share? And who will implement our campaign if we don't share? So be part of something that could change everything. I truly believe big mission is taking people to big event. Not only your business will help, it's helping the community. And this is something that I truly believe. Let us all be accountable. Bring one more and more. Thank you very much. This is Ian Arvin Pitpit, proud world system builder.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ian. It's great to hear from you. I know each and every one of us, especially the builders, that's where we start to dream. That's where it sparks our desire to win. Looking back in 2015, just my own story, I don't believe in myself. I just believe how other people judge me, and I let it slide like that. But what I love about this campaign is the leadership, your sideline, the community inspires you and motivates you and believe in you. That creates the spark and the desire in you also, that you can dream, you can make a wish, you can make things happen, but we have to put it in place also, right? So guys, let's bring and invite more people to the big event. It's a life-changing event, so we know we want to share and impact others people's lives at the same time. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Sorry about the difficulties, technical difficulties. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good night, everyone. Yeah, don't remember, scan the code, those GX qualifiers. Yes, learn from everybody there, from the leaderships. So thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.